That's where they say Eric David Edgel reportedly fired shots at officers. There are crews, emergency crews out here blocking the entrance to that area. I haven't been able to go back there and see the damage yet. They want to know how and why a deputy let Michael Prater out in the first place. You can see these orange tallies. This is the way investigators are trying to determine how a car ended up at the bottom of Cypress Creek. A class ring that didn't belong in the middle console. That's how officers wound up catching the two criminals. An 18-wheeler caught fire here that's carrying hazardous, corrosive, explosive materials. They're going to let that fire burn out. Now, this story is rapidly developing, and we will keep you updated with the latest out here. They're going to be covered in paint just like this. Loaded,
aim,
and ready.
Fire.
But this is not your typical night at the gun range. This is ladies' night.
We take everything, we break it down really slowly. Pick up your gun, get your grip, aim, fire. And for me, with the ladies' tactical night, I make sure that everything is as real life as possible. So I want them to bring the guns they actually shoot, the equipment they actually use, whether it's a holster or a purse or whatever, and I try to meet them where they are.
Ladies' Tactical Night at Last Resort Guns is the only training of its kind in the area. The purpose behind it, packing heat with confidence.
How to just think with a more self-defense mindset. I just want to wake up, that in women.
I just think it's important that you know how to defend yourself, and unfortunately sometimes you have to use lethal force to do that, and these courses allow you to feel confident enough to be able to do that.
Mary Richards got her first gun for Valentine's Day. She's been through basic training here and a few of these.
Aim and fire.
So good to be able to just work with ladies. I feel like if I was in a situation where I felt like I was threatened, I know what I need to do in order to protect myself.
These drills are designed to prepare for real-life scenarios like a threat in a parking lot.
Stop! I'm warning you!
NRA instructor Janet Gray says most gunfights actually occur at 6 feet or less. If you choose to carry a gun for protection in a real-life situation, you may just have a few seconds to access your gun and stop the threat.
Distance is our friend in self-defense, and having a gun to use as a self-defense tool enables us to keep our distance from a potential attacker.
Muscle memory can help save crucial seconds. Grace says she sees more and more women spending time here learning one major life-saving skill.
Mostly it's for self-defense is the reason they're coming these days.
It's a growing trend, women wanting to protect themselves.
Ladies with children or families to defend, they see that as something that they want to do, and they're doing it in a very proactive way.
And the more time women spend here,
I'm really passionate about teaching women to learn how to take responsibility for their own safety, for their own protection.
the better off they will be if they ever have to unholster their tools for more than a fun time at the range. This was the view in Stephanie Woods' bedroom about 2 weeks ago. Watermarks on the ceiling and down the wall. The carpet smelled like mildew, and her baby boy covered in a rash she felt was related to the leak. Now, after a visit from WHNT News 19 and code enforcement with Huntsville Community Development, it looks like this.
See where they knocked down the sheetrock. And when they knocked down the sheetrock, it was pretty much nothing but black mold. And then as you can see, they painted all over where all the water damage was, even down the wall area. They painted over it, so they came out and did their job.
When we first stopped by the Woodway Pines apartment complex 2 weeks ago, we learned maintenance attempted to repair the damage in August. They painted over the leak and turned in a completed work order. Woods reached out to WHNT News 19 and even had her apartment inspected by an officer with Huntsville Code Enforcement. She told us the officer gave management 4 months to address the issue. Luckily, it happened sooner.
And after they knocked down the sheetrock and fixed my apartment, I haven't been itching, I haven't been breaking out, and then my house do not have an odor anymore.
A manager on site wouldn't go on camera when we first investigated the issue, but at the time he did tell WHNT he was planning on putting in another work order.
They actually came out, thanks to Channel News 19, they got the job done.
Parents know their children are beautiful, but to your son or daughter, the reflection they see in the mirror may be anything but. And for millions of internet-savvy teens, a dangerous alternative is just a click away. It starts with a diet, something to control. For teens, it may be the only thing they can control.
And so I started putting a lot of pressure on myself to excel, to pursue perfection, to prove everybody wrong. And at the same time, I was taking it to the next step, the unhealthy level. And it started seeping into body image, working out, and then eventually slipped into restriction.
Adam Roderick was 19 years old when he started starving himself.
For me, it was trying to live up to that societal norm, that pressure that was being put on me.
But now, more than ever, the pressure has gone viral. Websites with pages and pages of potentially fatal messages.
It was like I knew they were wrong, and I knew that they were unhealthy, but it was like I couldn't look away.
These are very dangerous and disturbing sites that promote eating disorders, which are the deadliest mental illness that there is. So it is serious.
What started as a simple search for the best workout tips turns into a trap. A whole other level of inspiration, pro-anorexia. You don't need food. Calories cannot make you happy. Feet together, thighs apart. The first time you kind of saw these sites and came across them on the internet, stumbled upon them,
Right.
What kind of went across your mind?
They were so mesmerizing in so many different ways because they fed into all those sick thoughts, you know, that you struggle with, and honestly preyed on them.
I said, how very sick. I was just very disturbed, and it's sad, it's shocking that something that is so deadly and so self-destructive can be made to look attractive.
By the time Roderick discovered these pages and pages of pro-anorexia, pro-bulimia messages, he was pretty far into recovery.
You know, it's kind of a scary thought to think about where it might have led if I had seen them a year or two earlier.
They're absolutely promoting it. It wouldn't be called pro-ana, meaning pro-anorexia, if they were not promoting it. They're trying to lure people who are already vulnerable.
The pro-anorexia sites oftentimes treat eating disorders as like an old friend.
Eating disorders are an obsession, a disorder that so easily distorts what you see. And for many, it becomes a part of their identity, a piece they may not want to lose.
We need to teach them that there is hope, there is a flip side, honestly. These sites so often just romanticize these disorders, and they don't show you the feeding tubes, they don't show you the heart problems, they don't show you the fact that you might lose your fingernails in your hair, you know, things like that. They're just so caught up in the disorder that they don't acknowledge the flip side.
Eating disorders lead to over 45,000 deaths every year, and that's a fact these Twitter feeds, Pinterest pages, and Tumblr sites fail to disclose.
I don't think we should just sit and wait for it to go away. I don't think that it will.